Welcome to the Path to Purpose interview show, where we share our unique and universal stories about finding and fulfilling our purpose. My name is Katja, and I'm your host, story coach, and mentor for purpose driven entrepreneurs. My intention for this show is to inspire you on your path to purpose. Today, I have a pleasure to interview my friend and transformational message mentor, Michelle Kopper, who is leading voice and visibility expert. She helps coaches, creatives, healers, speakers, and other established and emerging leaders find their voice, amplify their message, and expand their powerful presence to grow their reach, impact, and income as they give voice to their vision online and on stage. And Michelle's unique approach to visibility online and off helps you find your words, activate your confidence, presence, and turn vulnerability around, being seen and heard, into greatest marketing assets so that your message inspires, moves your audience to engage and hire you. So let's find more about Michelle's path, and I will also ask her best tips how to rock your Facebook Live. So you are up here for a treat. So let's get started and welcome, Michelle.
Hi, thank you so much. I love being with you.
I'm super excited to have you here. And could you please tell us a little bit more about you and also share where you're located so we can put you on the map?
Hi. I am located in the fabulous Pacific Northwest, Portland, Oregon, in the United States. And I've been here about 12 years. I was in New York City for about 20 years before then. And then we came back here to raise a family. But we support people all over the world. So what was the question? My path to purpose?
Well, that was a little bit more about you. Like it's just you already shared a little bit. And then I just want to know because and you are doing such amazing work in the world.
Oh, thank you.
And I know a little bit your story, but
Mhm.
the audience might not know you yet.
Yeah.
So, you're a special event that led you to this path.
So I felt called from the littlest age. I felt called. The first calling that I felt, I was 3 or 4 years old, and I felt that I was put on the planet to sing with the angels. I was here to sing with the heavenly host in the church Christmas play. That was my whole reason for being. And of course, I got to be on in the Christmas play, and I had my silver tinsel halo and my little white sheet, and I was ready to sing with the heavenly host. And I was overcome with inexplicable, flat out terror. And I ran to sit on my grandma's lap. And I, of course, kept feeling that calling, and that calling led me to pursue a professional career as a performer. But I met that panic and that inexplicable fear and terror over and over again, and began a lifelong journey to find and free my own permission to step into my own calling, to step into my own greatness. For many years, thinking that was a performance career. I was called to sing, and my voice would shut. I couldn't do it. And had a pretty overwhelming spiritual awakening in my early 20s. And part of what happened as I got reconnected to source for me was whole songs started to drop into my head. And it occurred to me, the thought was given to me, if you don't share these songs, no one will hear them.
Mm.
So I went on a journey to find and free my own voice, and quickly began, I healed so many things. I had a rock band and performed my music, and began teaching and facilitating others, because there's so many ways we hold ourselves back. So fast forward, all of these things have led me on a lifelong journey to find full, free self-expression, and have become a facilitator for others to give voice to their vision right?
Well, I almost sang that, like I heard your voice when I mentioned that's how it meant to be said.
Yeah. So being able to find it through my own voice has been a spiritual process. It's been connected to business and growing business and stepping into leadership and stepping into facilitate for others their journey to full self-expression. For me and for the people I support most often, we are called, and that calling is meeting business. And for me, and so many people, I think, business, successful prosperity business linked to calling, that path to purpose, right, is the highest level. It's like the highest manifestation. It was an inevitable expansion of me saying, yes, this is what I'm here to do. So having conversations like this, supporting other people, watching them surprise themselves, come to life before their own eyes, is my joy and my purpose, and how I choose to contribute in the world.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for your wonderful work. And I have been receiving that too. So I know from experience how amazing you are. And let's talk about going live. Like, okay, now you go live on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, all kind of places.
Yeah.
I think most of our audience have heard that it's important to be visible. It's important to go on live and be there. But why do so many get that deer in the headlight feeling when we need to click that play and like, oh, I don't want to do it. So what is the reason behind there?
Yeah. There are a few reasons. I think that many people who feel calling feel that same. I have discovered, I thought I was just a weirdo and couldn't do it. I thought there was something wrong with me. But I've now helped thousands of people realize that deer in the headlights moment on many different levels in many different ways, and it's just exaggerated when it comes to going live, have helped them realize what's really going on there. But I think it starts with honoring that it's real.
Yeah.
Like it's a real thing. And a lot of times what we do is we just say, get over it. I just need to make myself do it and just go live 20 times and then you won't be afraid anymore. And there's some truth in that. But if we beat ourselves up about how scared we are or how we should just get over it, if we push on ourselves, we actually make the resistance more, which of course and so I think it's really important to just honor that it's vulnerable. There's a couple of reasons that most people don't know or talk about why it's vulnerable, and that is that the camera, well, first of all, if you've ever heard of Dr. Quantum, he's on YouTube. It's an animated guy talking about quantum physics, and he says it's the Heisenberg principle, right? Where molecules behave differently under observation. So we know when we're being watched, right? Being watched, being seen is our cells know it. So that's real, right? It just happens. They've done it with cameras. They can see molecules do different things when the cameras are on. And then the thing about us, who am I to, right? Step in, be on camera. The camera actually magnifies everything, right? We see our face, our eyes, our message, our voice is like the whole screen. And so it's magnifying. So those are very real reasons why we're like, oh crap, the camera's on, And then I think a lot of us feel like it's a permanent record, right? It's recorded for all of time. Millions of people are going to see it. And we often assume that millions of people are going to be evaluating whether or not we're good enough.
Yeah.
Right? Judging us. It boils down to primal survival instinct, amygdala fear that we are going to be judged, kicked out of the cave, eaten by the tiger, not safe. People are going to think we're not good enough, we're a fraud, we're a fake, we're a phony. All of those things just come right up for digestion, for clearing. And that's why it's such a powerful crucible for our own personal transformation. the potent possibility in that when we are doing something that's vulnerable and just past the edges of our comfort zone is that's where we can learn how to give goosebumps. It's that vulnerability and that immediacy and being a little bit past our edges of safety that magic happens. That's the permeable expansion edge of our container, right? So going live, go live. You got to go live. And then we can talk about the reasons why going live is so, so powerful. And this is the big one, this vulnerability transmuting into connection is cannot be overstated. Yeah.
And that is powerful. And I remember when I started doing Facebook Live, just want to share this briefly.
Me too.
I felt that I can't do it because it needed to be perfect. I didn't have camera crew or stylist, and makeup and hair wasn't done. And it was such a work for me to overcome my perfectionism and my accent and how I look. And I have a lot of expressions on my face, and the camera showed all of that. So, but then it was like, okay, I just need to get doing that. I need to do this. And it was, for me, one of the things that was important to point was when my message became more powerful than my fear. I felt more calling to share my message than having to fear
100%.
that, oh my goodness, I'm not doing this perfectly.
Yeah, I call it that a tool of permission, right? So sometimes we need a way to give ourselves permission, and it's easier to do something differently than it is to try and stop doing something, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite tools of permission. And if you want to go live, you want to grow a business, that there's no apology for that, right? Going live is a tool to reach and serve lots of people. And to do that is how you have a sustainable, thriving business. And the more sustainable and thriving your business is, the more money you make, the more impact you can create, if that's your jam, right? So going live is an incredible opportunity. But if we're in that push-pull, it's really, really hard. So one tool of permission, like you just so beautifully said, that tool is I'm going to do it for the sake of even one person might be helped. If even one person could be served or uplifted, I will go live even when it's vulnerable. One at Facebook just showed me one of my first lives. It showed me how it shares memories with you. Yeah. And it was when live streaming was new. And it was an incredibly big deal for me to do video at all. I had the opportunity during that professional performing career to make TV commercials. I made my living as a TV commercial actress. So I was like you, I was like, I would never, I don't know what to say. I don't have a crew. I don't have a director. I needed somebody to make it look good enough. Right. And I'd actually experienced that. And I had the opportunity in a mastermind, in a business growth. They were like, you did TV commercials? You should be helping people do video. And I was like, no way, I don't know how to do video. And then I did some video and I realized that I had this whole skill set like we do that people just didn't know some things. Yeah. But when we have that, I had to have that tool of permission to begin. And Facebook showed me one of my first lives and I was upside down, right? I was upside down. And every time Facebook shows me that live, I share it. Right? I was upside down. I was like, oh, I think we're upside down. I wonder how we turn around. And having that permission was a journey for me to be messy, to be real. But what I have seen again and again and again and again and again is that makes you accessible. That brings people into you. It draws them toward you. So there's a great power in doing things past the edges of your comfort zone. And that's one of my favorite tools of permission to help you get started, is to, if one person, I'm going to do it for even one person that will be helped, right? And ultimately you're stepping into your own transformation, right? When you do brave things. So you might be the person that gets helped.
Yeah.
I often say no one died in the making of this Facebook Live, right?
And that was powerful. I love that. Yeah, it can be even you. And sometimes when we share also the inspiration that comes through us, if we channel some words that come through, it is very uplifting. So that can also, you are serving, like, and you never know who's gonna see it. It might come be the message someone sees. It's not always. I have had friends who I have seen your Facebook Live, never commented anything, never liked, and said, I have seen all your Facebook Lives. And I was like, you have?
Let me know next time. Give me a like.
But
Yeah.
you don't know who sees that. So that
Yeah.
is then also like knowing that you are putting the message there for those who need it. And,
Yeah.
and I just thank you for sharing that first Facebook Live. I just love that.
It just showed me recently. And I shared it again on my personal profile. I was actually sharing in one of the songs that I've written, which when I was first in my mid-20s and those songs were happening in my head, I was like, so it's still vulnerable. It's
Yeah.
still vulnerable for me. I still feel like, I don't know if anybody wants to hear this song. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's so great. And the songs that were coming through are aligned with my message,
Mm.
right? So not sharing them, withholding them, took more energy than sharing them, but it still feels vulnerable. And I have just come to reframe that means I'm onto something, right? Like that's a good thing, right? Okay, this is about expansion. And we could talk a little bit about all the different things that can transform when you do this vulnerable act, right? The vulnerable act of here is what I know, here is who I am. The more who we are comes through, the more compelling every single thing you do in the world is, whether it's the PTA or the TED Talk, right? The more vulnerability and access that you have to fully allowing who you are to be seen and heard, that's how we change the world. And that's a personal journey. That's an internal journey of our own. That's why I talk about learning your messaging and marketing from the inside out. And being able to get out of our own way. Yeah, there are tools and strategies, and learning the language of our clients is important, but finding our alignment with that and being, you said the word, channeling our own message, that is a practice. Your visibility, we talk in my world about visibility is a spiritual practice. And that means if I'm going to do a practice, I don't do it once and get enlightenment, right? I hit the yoga mat. I've got my yoga mat behind me. You got to hit the mat every day. So visibility is a practice in the same way. And as you do that and have some tools of permission to let yourself decide, commit, and act, then you will transform your own relationship to being seen and heard. There is energy work we can do, having a structure and a system. We have our 7-step go live content checklist, and having that is our tools of permission, frameworks to hang your hat on so that you feel prepared, and then having your own permission to be messy, to be imperfect. Most people love it. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for just doing it,
Wow, that was like golden. So there were so many things like how you can get started, because that was something I wanted to touch on. Like now somebody's inspired, like hearing you sharing your journey, sharing the importance as well. What can happen when you are putting yourself out there, being visible, doing these Facebook lives or whatever other platform you are in, but just sharing that people can connect with you in different level than in a written post. So if
So
someone
the brain processes video. The human brain processes video differently. We process moving sounds and images differently than static images and text. That's just brain science. And then if you think about how a baby we're programmed, hardwired in our DNA to be drawn toward the voice and the face.
yeah.
So that's one of the reasons live streaming is so powerful. The other is that a live stream has to be more authentic because it can't be edited or produced. We can edit it after the fact, but
Mhm.
people know that it's live, and it gives you an extra credibility. I'll also tell you, it's much faster than editing and producing a video. Even a short little video. My first course that I created was before live streaming happened, called Make Videos That Sell. And I really help people get good at doing a one take video, right? Well, we might do a few takes, but like no editing, a 5-minute video. And it's a craft, it's a practice. So live streaming is fast, it's immediate, and people know it's live. So there's a different level of credibility that comes from it. And as you're dropping in and able to show up and share your message that way, it impacts how you feel about being a leader. It impacts how you feel about speaking on stage. It will provide opportunities for summits and all of these different things that we can do to share our message. And it'll change the way you do enrollment conversations. It'll change the way you become a CEO of your business because of the confidence and the how good it can feel to be able to allow your message, know that it's working and connecting, and the permission to be highly visible happens through the implementation. There's only so much we can figure out beforehand, and it is, voice is the universe began in sound, right? If you look at the teachings, I am the word and the word is God, Om and the Big Bang, like all of these, the universe began in sound. So the sound of your voice, the energetic presence of you speaking your truth, your message, has the potential to create worlds. So being able to go live and be playful and be spontaneous expands what you're capable for receiving and giving immeasurably in many, many, many ways beyond like I do Facebook Live.
And now I want to ask, like, besides contacting you, of course, getting your support and help, what would one practical thing that people could do right now to get started on this journey? What could they do if they have had struggle or resistance going live? So what could be first step?
One of my favorite, if you're really like just can't do it, I'm stuck, I have named it the record and release method. So I would say just like do a video that you're never going to watch, use your phone, hit the record button, say whatever you would say, and then just delete it like 3 or 4 times. Sometimes the charge around the deer in the headlights is so big that we can't even get started. And then if you want to start doing Facebook Lives, I would say having a framework for your content so you know how to structure it. And the simplest way that I share is to start the live with a question, right? Like, hey, do you know you should be going on Facebook Live, but you're just not doing it? This video is all about how you can get started right now, right? So I'm just going to do it. That's an example. Yeah. And then a lot of people are really scared about going live. So first of all, you're not alone. That's why I created this little 3-step system for you to be able to go live with confidence. Did you see how I started with a question? That's how you start your live, right? You don't have to start your live with, hi, I'm Michelle Kopper, and I'm here today to talk to you about people don't care. They want to know what they're going to get out of that video. So having a question, tell them a little tiny teaching topic, and then say, so take an action, right? Having a call to action at the end. Click this video. If it's been helpful, share this video or download this. If you want this cool free thing that I've got for you, let me know in the comments and I'll send it over. Some call to action. So start with a question, share a little tiny teaching topic, teeny tiny teaching topic, and have a call to action is the simplest format to get started. And what to say, what to talk about, how do I find a topic is usually the next question that comes up.
Yeah.
So we have a fun gift for people.
Yes. So can you share a little bit more about, and thank you for that. Like, okay, now you have a framework
It's a simple framework. That's my fast video formula, but it's a simple framework. There's ways to up level that. Like I have a whole 7-step content checklist, but if you're just getting started, don't worry about all that.
Yeah.
Do that, get started there. And if you have a Facebook group or your own community, Sometimes people feel a little more confident about going live in their own community because they know people are there because of the value that they get. So that might be another little tool of permission. But what we have, what are we going to talk about?
Let's share about you.
Yeah.
A
So
gift.
I created 50 Facebook Live topics. So we're going to gift that to your audience. And it includes ideas for seasonal topics. It includes starter prompts for you to get your brain going. It's enough content for you to go live at least once a week, and you could break it down in many, many different ways. As you start going live, I have clients who have been going live in a weekly live for years, and they have a whole binder of lives with their content. And so when it comes around, oh, it's April, we're talking about this. And that is some seriously streamlined marketing, right? You'll always up level it because it's live. But as you do go live consistently, you're creating content that can play and go for years and can be repurposed again and again. So 50 hot topics to go live on Facebook, just to get your wheels spinning. And it's also great to just start to learn. These topics will help you to start to see your content is everywhere. And learning how to take a moment and turn it into valuable content is part of the journey of sharing your message, right?
Yay, wonderful. So that you find the link in the comments below so you can download Michelle's gift. And that is amazing. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So
I use it myself sometimes. If I'm like, what was my topic? If I'm in between launches or I'm not sure, I'll be like, oh yeah, let's do that one. And then of course I've been doing it for a while, so I have that content reservoir to pull from. It's pretty powerful.
Wow, thank you. And now, as we are starting wrapping up here, I'd like to ask, do you have a special message that you would like to end this interview with?
So what's coming through is to sing a blessing.
Please.
So even as we expand, even as we get brave and we grow our business and we share our message, there are times when we come to the edges of feeling stretched, right? Sometimes right before an expansion and oh my gosh, the whole world just got bigger moment, it feels like it's a tight squeeze, right? So this is a song that came through for me when we were expanding. We were expanding pretty quickly in the business, and I was expanding exponentially in myself. And I felt that disconnection. And a lot of times my songs would come through when I'm feeling that disconnection. It's very much my higher self giving me some soothing words. So this is a blessing that came through. It's short. It goes, God, hear me. Help me raise my voice. Help me make the choice to share the gift I bring. God, hear me. Help me take a stand. Walk with me hand in hand, and I will sing. Help me be a champion for the silent. Help me heal the fears that keep me small. God hears me, fills my words with power, and in any dark hour I will sing. Take courage, be encouraged. Let courage be your value, the way you choose to show up, a core tenet of your business. Courage, and then take action. Implementation is where the magic is and the transformation happens. Courage plus action times repetition equals confidence, clarity, contribution.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. That was really beautiful. It really touched my heart. Like I was always, okay, don't cry.
Emotion, it's movement, and I'm so grateful that I can allow that. Still feels a little vulnerable. I was like, what's the words for a minute? But it's that vulnerability that is your secret sauce. Everyone has it. Everyone has their own gift, message, voice, And so it's a privilege to share, and I'm so grateful to be able to do that today.
So thank you once again for your time today and all the work that you do in the world. And I want to also say, oh, thank you. And thank you for watching the Path to Purpose show. If you want support on your path, join Lightworkers Who Succeed on Purpose community and also download Michelle's gift below. I'm sending you so much light and love. Stay well and stay tuned for the next episode. Bye for now.